Do you struggle with cutting tomatoes? I'm Miriam Hahn with Chowhound, and I want to show you how to easily slice, dice, and wedge a tomato and keep you from doing it all wrong. So for starters, you want to choose tomatoes that are very firm. I'm using beefsteak tomatoes, but whatever type you choose, just make sure they are very firm and they'll just stay together nicely while we're doing our cutting. The #1 mistake people make when cutting tomatoes is using the wrong knife. It is really important to use a sharp serrated knife. It will just make those cuts through the tomato so much easier. If you have a straight edge blade that is very, very sharp, that will work too, but my first choice is always using a serrated blade. We're going to start with slicing the tomato. So another common mistake people make is cutting this core out, but the core is what holds the whole tomato together, so we want to keep that intact. What we do want to do is just cut off this first slice and discard it, so that way we have a flat edge and our slices will be all lined up. We're going to cut I'm doing about a 1/4 inch, and you can do whatever thickness you like, and we're just going to cut down with our serrated knife to make perfect slices. Okay, now we're going to dice the tomato. A mistake that's often made when dicing is to leave the seeds and the pulp in the tomato, which can result in too much water. Adds a lot of water to whatever you're making. So we're going to remove that before we dice. So to do that, we're going to start the same way by removing that top piece. We're also going to flip the tomato around and cut off that bottom piece. Then we'll position the tomato on a flat side and cut it in half. And now we'll have 2 halves, and we'll just go ahead and take our serrated knife and run it around the bottom to remove that pulp. And there'll be a few seeds remaining, so we'll just scoop those out with a spoon. And then once you have this piece with the pulp and the seeds removed, it's very easy to just go slice it into thin strips, which will make it easy when we dice. So we'll reposition those and cut again with our serrated knife into perfect diced pieces. If you want to make a great salad and you want tomato wedges, here's how you're going to want to cut your tomato. Go ahead and start the same way, and we're going to put cut side up. Then we're going to cut the tomato in half and in half, and then we'll cut along that core so everything stays intact again. So we can cut into 8 pieces, or we can go even smaller, but just keep in mind that you want to cut along the core to create these perfect wedges. Now you know the right way to slice, dice, and wedge a tomato. Thanks so much for watching.